It's Tressa. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to my channel. Well, today I'm very excited. I'm gonna bake a dessert, and it's an easy dessert. It's called Summer Fruit Crisp, and I altered it, of course, the recipe because I always change things up. You can use probably whatever fruit you want, but I'm gonna use peaches, blackberries, and blueberries. The peaches are really sweet. We had a little fruit stand that was not far from our house, and the peaches were Georgia peaches, and they were the best. Ella was addicted to them all summer long. They were so delicious. So the last day he was there, all the peaches were like really bruised, so I couldn't buy any. So I bought a home canned peaches, and I tasted them, and they're super sweet. They're delicious. I cut back on the peaches in the recipe because I don't want to use all Ella's peaches from the jar, so I'm gonna improvise a little bit. And I added a little bit of extra crumb topping. But anyway, I'll show you the recipe, and we'll just go with it. It's kind of like a bake with me, but I will show you a recipe. I think this is going to be great. You don't have to leave your oven on for very long. My fruit's frozen though, so I'll have to bake mine a little bit longer. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for the comments, for the feedback, for the different kind of video ideas. I'm excited to share more things with you guys. This is so much fun to me. I absolutely love it. Thank you for all the comments, and I just am so lucky and blessed, and I thank you all so much. So let's bake today. I've been eating a lot of fresh fruit all summer because it's light, and sometimes I have issues with eating during the day. Anyway, I don't want to tell you all my problems, but I haven't baked a fruit dessert in I don't know how long. So I'm so excited to bake this, and of course, I don't know, tell me what your favorite ice cream is, because mine is Bluebell Homey Vanilla Ice Cream, and I have some. It's gonna go great with this. The recipe calls for, there's a recipe for buttermilk ice cream, and I would make it, but I have no room in my freezer for my KitchenAid freezer bowl. So, and that's a whole nother issue. Maybe I'll do a video when I clean out my freezer, but I might be too embarrassed to do it. Anyway, so let's get started. I'm trying to make sure it's focused. I hope you can see that. And unfortunately, I don't have my glasses on. But that's the ingredients that it calls for. I didn't measure my fruit. I had fruit in the freezer that I need to use. Here's the fruit. These are the peaches. I had some frozen blackberries that really needed to be used. They had a little ice on them. And these are wild blueberries. So I didn't measure. We're just going to play with it and see. I'm going to bake it in these. And if I have extra, I'll bake it in another dish. And I fell for the Pioneer Woman, little pie plates or whatever you call these things. I don't buy all her stuff, but every once in a while, I know a lot of people like it. I'm not knocking her. I love her recipes. I have her cookbook. I mean, I adore her, but I'm not going to buy all the things. She's just selling so many things. So there's my fruit. And if we have to add more, but I always like a lot of crumb topping. Look at that picture. Oh, mine looks a little bit decent. Anyway, I'm holding the phone right now. I'm not very good at videoing this way, but I am trying to practice. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the picture. I'm gonna show you the magazine. This, I fell for a magazine again, but I'll tell you what, I am loving this. There's so many pie crust recipes though. So I want to make 2 videos today, so I've got to get started. So let's go over to the food processor. It's a little bit dark. I'm gonna get a light underneath and excuse the mess. This is my kombucha, and that's my water that I drink. So it's flour, brown sugar. I have to start baking. My brown sugar was getting lumpy. My sugar's getting lumpy. I have so much flour. So I hope you guys are ready for some baking recipes. These are graham cracker crumbs, and these are Bob's Red Mill oats. I love his. And this is a little salt. I gotta get my butter out of the freezer, and let me put you back on the tripod so I can get started with the crumb topping. I'll read off the list of ingredients. I added like a heaping. I added more butter. Anyway, but I'm going to put the list of ingredients on the recipe so that way, but this kind of recipe, you don't have to be exact. So you can play with it a little bit. So I'm going to be reading as I go. So we need a half cup of flour, and I have all different, I need some new prep bowls, but that's why all my bowls look different, but who cares? They work. So that's a half cup of flour. I love this topping. I think I'm going to love it. Put that in my sink because I'll wash it right away. A half cup of oats, and of course, like I said, I put a tiny bit extra, so you can do it if you want to. half cup of graham cracker crumbs, and I was out of graham crackers. Thank goodness I had the crumbs, but I usually make my own crumbs. And this is a 1/4 teaspoon of pink salt. Put that in there. And this is a 1/4 cup of packed light brown sugar. And I put just a tiny bit extra. Oh, and you know what? I had my cinnamon and my nutmeg in the wrong place. I grated my own nutmeg, and it only calls for 1/8 of a teaspoon. And let's see, it calls for. That's why I measure my ingredients in advance, because when I have to look back at recipes, I don't want you guys to have to wait too long or the video to be too long. This is a 1/4 of a teaspoon of cinnamon. And I think you could probably leave this out if you don't care for it. I think it's going to go well with the fruit, so I'm going to go ahead and add it. I thought about trying it without it, but I think I like a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon. So let's give this a whirl. Hope the flour doesn't get everywhere. We're going to mix that well. Now we're just going to drop in our butter. Couldn't be easier. The only hard part about it is when you make a video, you have to measure. Well, I like to measure all my ingredients in advance. I know a lot of people measure and talk as they go. I like to measure my ingredients as I go. And I put this butter in, and this is I'm a hardcore Land O'Lakes lover. But I bought some Tillamook butter, and I tell you what, this butter is pretty good. I can only find it at Kroger, though. Walmart doesn't carry it. And our stores here are Kroger. We have Kroger, Walmart, and Market Baskets. That's the stores here. There might be a couple of stores in Lake Charles. I live very close to Lake Charles, by the way. So I might, in each video, I might try to tell you a couple of things more personal. I know I usually just stick to the recipe. But I still do a lot of talking sometimes. Depends on how much tea I drink. All right, the butter's nice and cold. Let me give my hands a little rinse. Let me get a paper towel. I don't want to get butter all over my food processor. Okay, and you want it to clump together. So I hope you can see that. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it on. You can mute your video if it's too loud for you. I apologize. I just want you to see the process. And if I have to add more butter, I will. That doesn't look like much butter at all. I added a 1/3 cup. That's, let me get one more. I apologize. This is why I should follow recipes. Let's see. Oh, no, we need more butter. All right, I'm gonna use the rest of that little stick. I'll be right back. Another kind of butter, I bought a cheaper butter to test it. It's called Lucerne or something, but I used the rest of this stick. I'm sorry, part of this stick and the rest of the other stick. So that makes a 1/2 cup plus that little bit. So let's do this again. I don't mind if it's, pretty clumpy. It's getting clumpy now. I think that looks good. I don't know. I like it. I like it really buttery. I think that's good though. You can judge. Yeah, that's good. That's pretty buttery. Okay, so that's done. And basically, we're gonna pour this in a bowl and put it to the side. And all we do is mix the fruit together and figure out the right amount of flour and cornstarch. Since my fruit's frozen. Okay, I'm gonna I got a dish to put this in. My pie plate, so I'm gonna just dump it in here. This is, I probably should have used a big pan to bake this. And the reason I picked this recipe was because I said, oh, it's just a small amount. But I always overdo it. I like extra. I don't know why. I like to share, though. I like to give some to my dad and my brother. I'll tell you, I put some soapy water in my food processor and my sink. See right there? I like to wet my stuff, get ready to. I don't know why I don't use my dishwasher more often. Okay, that looks good. See how it clumps together? So you can just, because when you put it on top, I'll show you, you're going to want a little bit of clumpiness. And it's going to bake up and be delicious. All right, let's move to the fruit. Whoops. Yeah, I hope you can see everything. I'm sorry if I cut in front of you because I'm looking at the, there's no need to really look. The peaches are sweet. The blackberries are not very sweet. And I didn't try the blueberries. So basically, let's see. We're just going to combine all the fruit. And I left the juices of the peaches. They are so good. Oh, my word. You know, I made peach. Oh, I could have done that. I make peach jam or preserves, whatever you want to call it, a couple of years ago. These are frozen, so I'm going to have extra liquid. But I really needed to use this fruit. I didn't want to lose these blackberries. That's one thing about blackberries and blueberries, they will stain, so you got to be very careful. And these are wild blueberries. And I also got a bunch of blueberries from one of Ella's friends, fresh picked blueberries. So I'm going to be making something with those. So that's my fruit. Let's put this in the sink. Whew. It is easy. I hope I'm not making it hard. It didn't call for lemon juice. I put it on my oven because I wanted it to defrost. It didn't call for lemon juice, but I always add some lemon juice to my fruit. I just like a little bit. And I usually use fresh, but I'm saving my fresh lemons for a blueberry lemon recipe. So now we're going to add 2 tablespoons. Well, let's get these mixed first. 2 tablespoons of flour, all-purpose flour. I don't know if I said that earlier. And I put a little extra cornstarch in here. It calls for 1 teaspoon. I put about 2. So my stuff might come out really thick. And this is, how much sugar is this? Where's the sugar? 1/3 of a cup. Added a tiny bit extra because my blueberries are sour. And we're going to add a little vanilla. I stocked up on vanilla throughout this year. So I have quite a bit of vanilla, which I'm so happy about because it's so expensive. But I'm ready to use some. We haven't been eating a lot of desserts because, you know. But I think if you eat dessert every once in a while, it's okay. And this is fruit, right? It's not that bad. And you could put as much sugar as you want. You could totally leave it out if you want. You could use a sugar substitute. I might try to make videos like that one day. I'm actually having trouble eating during the day sometimes, so that looks beautiful. It looks like I have a lot of crumb topping. Okay, let's move this here. And I have some extra containers in case this is not enough. And these are oven safe. I did check. And my oven is preheated to 400. So now we just divide the fruit among prepared dishes. Make sure it's mixed really well though. But you don't want to mess up your berries. See, that looks great. I think it's just enough peaches. And you're supposed to use fresh peaches too, by the way. And I put this on, I always put my stuff on an extra baking pan because if it boils over, I don't want it to get in my oven. I haven't made I don't think I've ever made a berry crisp, to be honest with you. I've always made apple crisp. I think this might work out just right. I might have a little bit too much extra crumb topping, but I'll tell you what you can do. If you have extra, you just save that and you put that in the freezer. And you just make it another day when you want to use use it for another fruit dessert. Or you can just bake it like that and eat it. I don't know if I distributed the peaches evenly, but that's okay. Let's see here. I want to make sure I have a nice amount, same amount in all of them. My mom used to make a simple peach cobbler, which I've never made on video. I have her recipe. It was so good. I could have used a little bit more blueberries, I believe. All right. Make sure I get all this. Put that in here. It should thicken up really well with all the flour and cornstarch I put. I'm just going to take a little bit of that because that's the best part. And I didn't put any sugar on this fruit in advance, by the way. You know, so people let it sit on the fruit for a little while. So let's put the crumb topping on. This is a new pan too, by the way. I love Nordic ware pans, sheet pans. They're not expensive and they last so well. They will scratch though if you try to cut something on them. So let's try. Oh, I just spilled. Oh, I just spilled. Well, that's why I have the parchment paper. Oh yeah, I made a lot of crumb topping. Hey, if you love crumb topping, just use it. To me, it's the best part. Because I have a feeling those blackberries are a little tart. Now, I'm going to have to be more careful. I am totally not happy with my work here. All right. Clump up some. I'm not clumping up very well. I want to make some meat pies. I've been wanting to make meat pies for a couple of years. And I think I like, there's so many pie dough recipes, like I said in that book even. But I really like the pie dough recipe in the Pioneer Woman's Cookbook. I have a pie dough recipe from a long time ago when I made my pecan pie, which doesn't have many views, by the way. But it's one of the best pies ever. And the pie dough is like so good. I'd have to really... Oh, and you know what? I'm going to start writing down my videos as I go. I've been kind of irresponsible. I like to cook and just add things. You know, when you bake, you can't really do that. But when I'm cooking a dish, I should be writing all my ingredients on. I haven't been doing that. Sometimes I have to watch my own video just to get the recipe again. I'm going to try to start writing down everything. So that way, if somebody has a question, I can answer it. And I'm going to get my new pan all dirty. I should have used an old pan. Old pans are just fine. I'm just going to take a couple of pieces and kind of clump them. So it'll be like a crispy piece on top. This one has some. This one might need a little bit. And this is gonna be so buttery and good. I hope I'm not talking too much because I don't want the video to be long. And you could use as much as you like. You know, it's your dessert. So now it says to bake for 12 minutes. And then you remove it from the oven and you cover it with aluminum foil and you bake another 12 minutes. And that's it. I might have to bake mine a little bit longer because the fruit was a little frozen, but it was pretty defrosted. I'm just going to see what the filling looks like as I go, and I'll tell you exactly how long it took. But like I said, I added a little extra flour and cornstarch to make sure that my berries weren't... I don't like it too soupy is what I'm trying to say. So let me put this in the oven, and when I take them out after the 12 minutes, I'll show you. I can show you putting in my dirty oven. All right. I'm going to put it on the middle rack. And I'm going to set my timer for 12 minutes. I always wanted to show you me putting in the oven, but there you go. That's why I wash all these dishes very quickly so they can dry. I have to put them up. Because I'm on to the next recipe. By the way, you could also just use like an 8x8 baking pan and make the same dessert if you didn't want to do it individually. Oh, I forgot. You know what? I washed all my dishes, and guess what I forgot? I forgot the really big dirty bowl. But there's my, there's all my dishes. So clean as you go. It like saves you a lot of time. Like after 12 minutes, you can see it's browning up a little bit. Almost wish I'd have put a little bit more crumb topping, but I think it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover it. I don't mind if it gets a little bit burner, but I'm gonna cover it because I don't want it to burn. And I think mine might take a little bit longer because my fruit was so cold. So I'm just gonna cover it lightly and then put it back in the oven. They look like I took them out, but I baked them for 14 minutes. And let me see, we need to check the, I stuck my knife in here. See, because you want to let them cool a little bit and set up a little bit. I think that they're a little juicy, but I think that's okay. You know, it's up to you, really. I could bake them a little bit longer, but I think they're okay. I'm sorry, it's hard for me to show you. Well, I'm just have to mess this one up so I can show you the inside. See, it's a little, it's got a little juice in there. Let me hold it up for you to see. I could probably try to bake them a couple more minutes, but I think that if you let them cool for just a second, just so you can see close up, you see there's a little liquid in there. Like I said, I haven't used frozen berries, so I maybe should have used more. You know what? I think I'm going to put them in the oven for just a couple more minutes. Now, I may not have put enough thickener in there, but I'm going to get them a little bit brown on top, and I'm probably going to bake them for about 3 more minutes. And I'll put them on convection for like 4 minutes. And they've started bubbling, but you can see it got a little browner. I kind of like it better. So, you know what? This is going to be delicious. I think that the bubbling up activated the cornstarch. So hopefully I'll let it bubble up a little bit longer. Because you want a little bit of bubbling for the cornstarch to help it set up. Oh yeah! Oh my gosh! You know I love convection oven. So if you use frozen fruit, bake it a little bit longer and cover it with aluminum foil so you don't get it too brown. But I think these are just right. And you know what? If you like them soup, it's up to you. Like, I love this dessert. Another reason I baked today is because it's raining today. It's not as hot. And this was a short baking time, so I didn't have to put my oven on a long time. And also because I just miss baking so much. If I showed you inside of my cabinet, you would freak out. I have so many ingredients, like chocolate and stuff, that I actually need to use before it expires. But oh yeah, this looks good. I hope you can see that. Let me get you up closer so you can see. Now when I stick my knife in, you see it's set up. Knowing me, I got it too thick, but you know what? It's going to taste great with ice cream especially. So Ella's here so I can finish. One of us will do the taste test. And I have a little sprig of mint to decorate it with. I'm so excited. Guys, here's my final product. I have a little peppermint plant outside. I just love it. I need to make some peppermint extract or something before it dies. But this is, I put a little scoop of homemade vanilla ice cream, the Bluebell that I told you about. It's so good. It's kind of almost like so good you don't even really need to make your own. Let me fix the camera back a little bit. Let me get a spoon. Because you want your ice cream to melt a little bit on there. But I think I'm really pleased with it. I'm very excited. I really had so much fun baking today. And I'm not done. I'm going to make some kind of video. I was waiting for the ice cream to melt just a little bit. You want to push it down. Maybe I should take another picture because I like the ice cream juices. Okay, that looks so good. So let's take a little bite of ice cream. Well, let me fix the camera. I'm sorry. I'm so excited. I just want to take a bite. Okay, it's still a little warm, but I can hold it. So let's see what this tastes like.
Closer to the camera. So.
And I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm still trying to learn how to look in the camera, guys. It's crazy. So you want to look? Get a little bit of the fruit. It's gonna be hot. But
It looks good.
I think this is a good combination of fruits. And the ice cream cools it off a little bit so you can take a bite. Oh, look, there's some people don't like blackberry seeds though. If you don't like that, you could use all blueberries. Oh my goodness. I think I can taste the cinnamon a little bit. If you like cinnamon, I would add more. This is really delicious. And it was easy. The only hard part is when you're making a video, you have to measure all the ingredients and all the little dishes, but this is really so good. Great recipe. And I think I tasted every fruit. And the blackberries are a little tart, but they're good. So, I'm going to write the list of ingredients. Like I said, you can alter it if you want. You can put less sugar. You could use brown sugar inside the fruit. You could do whatever you want. That's why I love this kind of recipe. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed spending time with me in the kitchen. I had so much fun spending time with you. Please subscribe if you haven't for more delicious recipes. I'm going to get better and better as I go, trying really hard. And I thank you all so much for your kind comments. I really love hearing from you. And if you have any questions, leave them below. And like I said, please subscribe, share, whatever, if you choose to. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Bye.